What's good, y'all? This your boy Shatek, the producer. We here on Conversations on Film.
Yeah.
Today, we got in the building, Thuny.
Yo, what's happening there?
You know what I'm saying? And we got a longtime friend of mine.
Definitely.
A music professional.
Oh.
What'd you say?
So they saying that, right?
Right. Podcaster now. No.
Right.
I'm actually an executive producer.
Executive
get
producer.
the titles right.
I just moonlight sometimes as a podcaster,
Of one of the dopest music podcasts in the game. What is it, The God Show?
The God Show, right.
With Ray
Shout
Daniels.
out to Ray Daniels, based in Atlanta, right?
Right.
Fire.
We got Jack Dan's here.
It's Jack Daniels, you know the vibes. Southside.
Right. So today, right, we're going to talk about who won the war. It's Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. Now we all know who won the battle, right? Can we from today, like all they stopped shooting at this point. Who do you feel won the battle? Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy that we even have to discuss who won the battle. I mean, it was kind of unanimous across the world.
Right.
Who won the battle? I mean, it was Kendrick, obviously. Like, just right off the rip, just from even the small things, it's Kendrick.
That's a real tough thing a tough question to answer, because I think about things on a little bit of a deeper scale. I mean, as far as this specific lyrical warfare, Kendrick won it by far.
Right.
But our podcast is called The God Show, which is Goats and Underdogs. I'm a real underdog kind of person, right? And I just feel like, I think it's interesting too that like I've always been the type of person that if I don't like someone, I don't fuck with them.
Well, gotcha.
Like in any way, shape, form, or aspect. I may not even mention a dude's name. So I feel like, did Drake really lose? Because the way I mean, but the way that is like 20 versus 1 though.
Yeah, wait, hold on. He need to elaborate on that. The 20 what? 20 on whose side?
Well, see, the thing is, okay, as far as the bars and the lyrics, Kendrick won that unanimously lyrically.
I got you. I'm trying
without a question, right?
With the 20
but I feel like just the other hyperbole and everything else that goes with it, like, it's just, to me, it seems like that this has been something brewing for a long time. Like, all of these niggas secretly didn't like Drake. Finally somebody, had the lyrical acumen and the ability to really to give him what he gives. Pause. You know what I'm saying? And to do it on a better scale. But then everybody comes out.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
But initially, of course, it started a long time ago. You had like different disses from Kendrick.
Little shots.
Yeah, little shots. Like even on the Control verse that everybody talks about. Then even I was listening to it was some song from a while ago, like a rapper with a ghostwriter, something, like something in the
There's
water.
a lot of those though.
Yeah, but that was around the time Meek exposed that, and then he'll say certain things. There's a bunch of like lines he was throwing at them from there. But forward to now, Future had alleged problem with Drake, which then Metro had a problem with Drake, and if Metro don't trust you, right? So, and then Kendrick, birds of a feather flock together,
right?
And he threw his shots because he initially supposed to have been on that first person shooter song. You ever listen to the song and you hear that second beat? That's supposed to be Kendrick. That's the type of shit Kendrick raps on. Yeah. So he said what he had to say about it, about Mike Jackson and Prince and all that shit. Like, so from there, the war has started, and then everybody else had what they had to say about Drake or whatever. But Drake problem was he decided to zone in on everybody like he just that nigga to the point where he just have to shoot at everybody.
Yeah, but did anybody really stop and think, bouncing off what you said, that this was really all a plan? You can't see it the way everything unfolded, even down to this concert and situation. You can see that this was a setup.
Right.
Drake didn't know this was coming. Kendrick had this plan for years or so. You could tell he genuinely disliked him in certain ways and things about him and culturally things. And this was a plan. He was sacrificed for the West Coast, man. This was a sacrifice. They sacrificed Drake to bring the West Coast back, man. He was sacrificed by them, man.
Yeah, I mean,
It all lined up too perfect from the producers to it lined up to bring the West Coast movement back.
I feel like Kendrick himself knew how to play him because what are you gonna do, Drake? Like you have to come here.
right.
You're not from here.
That's kind of like something that I had mentioned on our show a couple of times. That you know, like even with J. Cole, J. Cole got to go to L.A.
Right.
Kendrick don't have to come to Fayetteville.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Drake has to go to L.A.
Yeah.
Kendrick don't have to go to Toronto. You understand? So at the end of the day, it's like beyond the music is certain other, you know, politics that it might not even be someone that's made or whatever per se. It just may be just someone around that just feel like that just feel like, yo, this nigga's in LA and he this our king or our guy.
Right.
And I feel like I need to do this.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
And the highs have been touched in LA.
Right. You understand what I'm saying? But it wouldn't happen the other way because why, unless it's a show and even and they can elect to not do that, why the fuck would Kendrick go to Toronto?
Right.
And why would he go to Fayetteville? And you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like that's part of why, like, you know, and maybe there's other deep rooted things too, but I think that's part of why, like, J. Cole kind of like gracefully bowed out because he know, like, well, first of all, he probably knew that this nigga, the level that Kendrick was willing to go on.
Right.
And we don't know, you know, J. Cole's been kind of clean.
Yeah.
So we don't know what type of dirty laundry or shit he may have.
Right.
That Kendrick was like, look, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? I got that nuclear bomb.
He sent that video.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready to press it.
It was a gang of mistakes that Drake made. And it came from a source of things that he couldn't help.
Right.
One, he don't truly understand urban US politics. He don't understand that urban gangs run America.
Right.
Yeah.
Bloods, Crips, GDs, anything
Latin
you name
Kings,
it.
right, anything.
He didn't truly understand that.
Yeah.
He don't understand the politics on how America works. Even over here on the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? You got
Right.
Bloods, you got Crips, you got things, and affiliates and everything down the line. Really? Because in LA and Chicago are like the source and the prime source of
Gangs, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gang banging culture in America.
Right.
And he underestimated that. You know what I'm saying? He let his popularity, you know what I'm saying? He's of a pop culture, not an urban culture. And that was his biggest mistake. And he overplayed his status with pop culture because of what he was able to do to Meek, because Meek didn't play his cards right.
Well, I also think that Drake kind of picked on people that he knew he could beat. Because no disrespect to Meek, because you know Meek is lyrical and has a great following, but he knows it ultimately is a popularity contest first.
Yeah, but
Meek started
Because think about it. Because even
Uh-huh.
Pusha T, I feel like Pusha T cooked Drake, but it's a popularity contest. So as good as Pusha T's verses and whatever could be, he wasn't going to win that because of the popularity. However,
I don't agree with that.
but think about it. Think about it. After those disses happened, no one cared no more about. Saying no one cares about Pusha T,
Drake
but
also he bowed out too. He didn't.
It didn't
swing
matter
back.
anymore. This Kendrick song was the fucking #1 song for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, of course, because
This is a song. This is a
issue.
song that they are saying is spearheading a revitalization of the Western West Coast hip hop.
For sure.
Yeah,
because that's all they had.
I'm pretty sure
him.
if Kendrick and his team is smart, he's gonna drop another album this year.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
it
pretty
has to.
sure that. Can you imagine They Not Like Us tour with all of these West Coast artists? This is a seed of probably a whole billion,
Absolutely.
$2 billion, $3 billion play.
Did you peep the genius just in that title? They Not Like Us.
Right.
The title alone is genius. You lost once he labeled the song that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Things go further than what you know. But back on that point, hammering it home, Drake made the mistakes. He made the mistakes. Mm-hmm. Kendrick set the little trap, like he dropped the little, put the cheese in there, and Drake ran right in it. He thought he was sitting on the word. He was trying to antagonize him. Oh, what's happening? Where you at? All that. Meanwhile, your funeral was being planned. They was making the funeral arrangements, man.
Yo,
He don't know black people take forever to make funeral arrangements.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He don't understand black culture.
It had that
his
nigga
problem, man.
writing
Yeah.
Gilmore.
Right.
Yeah, like he don't, you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand the politics. He doesn't understand urban culture.
Right.
He made a lot of mistakes. You did the AI with Tupac, and he didn't understand America's love for Tupac.
Right.
He didn't understand our urban community's love for Tupac.
I mean, realistically, he's not supposed to.
But
stop.
But
don't
that's
talk
his
about
fault,
it. Don't talk about it if you ain't gonna be about
But
it.
he ain't supposed to.
Exactly. But that's what led to all his mistakes. He thought he was playing chess, but he was playing checkers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He thought he was. He really thought when you on the top of the hill and you get big headed like that, you really start believing your own hype. He was believing his own hype. He thought his popularity, like I said, he's a pop culture, not urban culture. He thought that popularity was going to carry him.
Right.
But popularity will never be culture, real culture. Because culture's from the soul, it's from the heart. It's us.
That's a fact.
You can't even explain what culture is. You can't even see. Zoom the camera on him and see that hat, see that little tilt. That's culture. See how his glasses sit on his face. That's culture.
That's a
you
fact.
feel me? You don't even know why you did it or how you did it. It just fell on your head that way. That's
there,
us.
right?
You feel what I'm saying? Like pop culture could never stand on urban culture, real culture, our culture. And he didn't know how to, he just, all his steps was wrong.
It's something money can't buy.
Yeah, something he can't buy.
Something
You know
money
what I'm
can't buy.
saying? Pop culture emulates urban culture.
So let's fast forward to yesterday,
Gotcha.
Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying?
Even June.
The blackest of the blackest day in America.
You can't tell me this wasn't playing.
Right? They had a show. It was the pop out show, right? And in the beginning of the show, maybe for like an hour, like some change.
Yeah, easy hour.
He had all of the upcoming West Coast and known West Coast artists perform for the whole West Coast, which was like
DJ Head first. He brought out the
and all
underground people,
all the underground people, even people that's known from Ty Dolla $ign to YG.
Wait, that's the mustard set. You got to talk about the levels of the sets. So he had DJ Head had the up and coming guys. A few songs you might have heard, probably did.
Right.
TikTok radio. Then he went a little heavier. People, I don't know with DJ Mustard set, man.
Right.
Mustard is
Mustard
is something special, man. He needs the verses.
He's the Dr. Dre of our time from the West Coast.
Clearly, yeah.
Because as you can see,
clearly,
anybody that came up other than Kendrick had to get one of them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now Kendrick got one of them. And he, like Mustard said on the interview, that this is the biggest song of his career. Out of all the songs Mustard
he
had.
got some smashes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he got smashes.
You know what I mean? And
that's crazy.
Mustard got smashes.
Well, again, I mean, the numbers eventually will tell, but he's probably saying biggest, maybe
Impactful.
not commercially
yeah.
but he's saying impactfulness.
right.
Because it's like now that is like not like us for them. It's
Right.
kind of like how Keep Rising to the Top is the South Side anthem.
Exactly.
We know
Exactly.
any nigga from Queens that's anywhere in America that hear boom, 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 boom,
Yo.
they know that.
Sorry to cut y'all and change it, but how did that become the anthem of Southside?
Grandmaster Vic.
Yo, it's crazy how if you from Southside, you swear That's the
Keep
South
rising
Side
to the
record.
top.
All the
That's
people from
ours.
South Side listen to it, and the artists come from South Side. Like, yo, it's crazy.
He don't
I
come from.
think
He don't
he-
come from.
No,
he
no, he
come from-
don't.
I thought
No,
he
see,
was.
look, he don't even know.
He came from Queens. He was at Queens Day, right?
Who?
Yeah, he was there a couple of times.
he's not
I
from
thought he
Queens.
was
Where's he
actually
from?
Queens.
He ain't from Queens. Look it up.
I'm pretty sure he's not. My grandma don't know him. So- But
What is it, Frankie Beverly in Mays?
no,
Who's
it's
it? Who's
one
it?
nigga. What's his
Who's
name?
Kenny Burke.
Kenny Burke.
Okay,
Yes.
well, he ain't from Queens though.
But we taking him.
Exactly.
Definitely.
He's good.
But I mean that is probably, I think, without us seeing the trajectory of the record yet,
Yeah.
that is probably, I would say, in the top 5 most important West Coast songs
Absolutely.
of all time.
Right.
Now, yeah,
2 months
facts, facts,
Top
easily,
top 5
easy.
diss records of all time.
Now, yes,
Yeah.
Listen,
Impact, yes.
you know,
That's
Shatek
what I'm
don't.
saying.
I don't go to the club, shit like that, none of that. So I was in Miami last week, and I was in the club. It was an all-white party. We was a grown. It was the
Okay,
grown-ups.
flexing.
You know what I'm saying? We was
Living
grown-ups.
something.
You know what I'm saying? So they was playing songs all through the day, all through the night, whatever. I did not hear one Drake song. So the DJ stopped the set and was like, someone texted me and said, play some Drake.
Uh,
And then he's like, you know what? I'm not, we don't play Drake. And he played They Not Like Us. And he played the whole record from top to bottom. No scratches, no nothing. When niggas said
Yo.
A minor, the
Scream,
whole
right?
losing their mind. And this is like the 30, 40 and up type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
crazy.
That's it. I've never seen nothing like that ever since Lean Back.
Yeah.
I feel you.
They pulled that shit. They broke that shit up crazy.
Right.
last
Or
night.
or Tony A or nigga to you. Like that shit.
Yeah.
Other than that, I haven't seen that. And it was like an amazing thing to see. But going back to the actual performance, he performed, first of all, he had an amazing set. He started out
Yeah,
shooting.
you gotta go through the line, but you gotta go through the lineup of how important everything was.
Right.
He did the records with Black Hippie.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm talking about from the artists that wasn't even known. To see the crowd's reception to them,
Right.
They knew them. The crowd was singing. You talking about this is a stadium with 20,000 people,
Right.
This tells you how connected they are with their artists over there on the West Coast,
Right.
They was singing a lot of those guys' records. Where I'm like, yo, like it was a crazy buildup, and then you got to go into the policies. You talking about Pyrus, Damus, Crips, like every
SA,
different kind
Roy.
of gang, every
They was all
different
there.
blocks, affiliates was all there. They was all united. So that was the biggest and craziest factor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well,
all that leading into the Mustard set with Ty Dolla $ign. YG, yo, the
fucking
love
Tyler,
YG
the
gets is
Creator
crazy.
came.
Tyler the Creator, like they
The
singing at the top of
whole
their
Los
lungs.
But
Angeles.
the
Yeah.
craziest thing is they had fucking DeRozan and Westbrook and all them
Yeah,
niggas
that's
on
at the. I didn't even get to that part. Yeah, that's at the end of. Yeah, that's. Yeah,
Now we all right. Let's go.
that's the
to
build up
Kendrick,
to Kendrick.
right?
Yeah,
Kendrick bring out all his old Top Dog, not
But
old,
yeah, it's
but
his
his
Top
Top
Dog
Dog
guys,
affiliates.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His
Uh-huh.
friends or whatever. And then he brings out Dr. Dre.
Right.
You know what the fuck that mean? And then not just bring out Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre performs. Tired, 60-year-old man performing.
still DRE in California love.
He's about to leave off the stage. And he said, yo, you ain't got nothing to say? He says, I see dead people. He says the intro,
Dre says
nigga. That's the biggest cosign you could ever get, even though he was
All
signing
right.
him. But for him to
let
do
me
that.
let me
Yeah.
break down why that's so important. Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre. Now, even some young people or some people don't even understand the significance of Dr. Dre. Everything on that stage, everything that happened was
Derived
made
from him.
possible from Dr. Dre.
Fact.
So you know what that was like when Dr. Dre said, I see dead people and put the green light up. That's like your grandfather saying, go get them to the family. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
what you and your cousins and your uncles, if your grandfather or that uncle, I used to have an older cousin that used to green light people with me and my cousins. It was like 8 of us the same age. And when my cousin Zeus said, I'm getting my little cousins, if somebody was running their mouth, and when he put that green light on people, we was on their necks.
Right.
That's what that's like. When Dre did that, when he said, "I see dead people," that was the OG. That was the grandfather saying,
And that's
"Get
the,
him,
yeah, that's the top,
get him." It was
that's the top of the mountain.
That
right
was the
there.
top of the. It was the bird call for unification.
Right.
Get him. It made everybody that much more comfortable.
I love it though, but it just brings me like to another question. Like, do we think something like that could ever happen like on the East Coast?
No.
I know the South could probably pull off something like
Something
that.
No,
like
the South can do it. They've done it in the past.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Think about it. When Rick Ross was doing songs with Trick and
Trina?
Plies and all
Plies.
them, and they was all having problems with each other. And they still was hopping
Well,
on records.
I
You wouldn't
think-
even know that. They was on records with each other
Well, I
with
think-
beef.
Well, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
I think too is because when we talk about Miami, they have obviously a rich history, but it's not the West Coast, and it's definitely not New
absolutely.
York.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's important in its own way, and it's very
Yeah.
impactful in its own way. But I have this talk all the time with people that like hip hop started here, so we
Right.
always are gonna have more
Competition and
people
yeah,
and
yeah.
that we can say, but I love what happened yesterday. I mean, I like Drake. I like his records. I got people that fuck with him, but I just think that on just like many different scales, that was a statement yesterday.
Absolutely.
And especially after I think he said one of his bars was that
If you give Tupac.
Kendrick make music for slave children of slaves or some shit
He
like
said
that.
Kendrick make music like he's trying to free the slaves.
Right, and then he did a fucking concert on this alleged day of
Right.
freeing the
Slavery.
slaves.
Exactly. That's crazy.
You can't tell me it wasn't planned. That's what I tried
Right.
to tell y'all earlier, man. This was planned. This was planned years ago, man.
Yeah.
They set that boy up, man. He didn't see it coming.
And that I was speaking to Thuny earlier, and we was talking about that's how you know how tone deaf he is to the black community for you to say something like that. Like that's very like there's people's family that were slaves, like
Absolutely,
and people know their history,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like for you to say, "Oh, you sound like you're trying to free the slave," like that's some cool shit to say. You can't say that.
Yo, more than likely, because of the age range we in, your great grandfather's father was a slave. You know what I'm saying? If you trace back, just do like a little quick timeline with years. Not your grandfather, but maybe you know what I'm saying. Your grandfather's grandfather was a slave.
Right.
So we
Yeah,
not that far.
I think,
We not that far removed.
Right.
We're not that far removed because kind of most of our grandparents is born early 1900s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So think about it. Probably their grandparents, or even
Well,
their
slaves
parents.
are
But yeah,
sharecroppers
yeah,
or,
absolutely. Coming right from it. Exactly.
Right.
We ain't that far removed, man.
Crazy.
Yeah. So.
So now we're in the show. We see towards the end of the show, he starts to bring up other people, right? And he performed the song 6 or 7 times, or maybe more, right?
Yeah, they were just calling for the record.
And then we see all of these fucking NBA players come out. Then we see all of these rappers that performed and other just affiliate gang member niggas
Word, just
come
the
on
head
stage
OGs.
and unify themselves with each other.
Yeah.
That in itself is scary, a scary situation for Drake. Even though I don't know if it's a beef thing like that, but
still,
it's
it's a
scary
statement.
to see like, yo, these niggas is all together and it all derives from this nigga doing that. Like from Drake going against Kendrick.
Well, that's why I said earlier, did Drake really lose? Because in his mind, he could say, "Well, I just brought the West Coast back."
Okay, I mean anybody could say some shit like that, but guess
That's such a loser mentality to say something like that.
for me to go to the club and they not playing no fucking Drake is crazy, and he has more songs than anybody. What in the entire fuck?
I think too, like, and we talked about this on the Culture Report too. I think that the last verse when he was talking about him like jacking
Atlanta.
from the Atlanta rappers, there's some validity to that.
Some, the whole thing
you
is
know what I'm
100%
saying?
real.
That's
So,
the only thing he has.
Yeah, there's definitely validity to that, and I think more than anything, again, passive aggressively, a lot of these guys have probably been feeling this over the years because he has been arguably the most successful rapper in our generation.
Clearly.
In the last 20, 25 years. So it's just like, the Jordan and LeBron debates. Everyone is gonna throw stones at the king.
Right.
But now when you start peeling the onion and you start talking about like itemizing shit and saying, well, damn, Kendrick actually do got a fucking point. And you start thinking about it, then it's like, wow. Like, I think subconsciously in some way, like niggas felt like used.
Black people, we've had a thing where we look at a certain who's ever on top to be like, and this is not just the music situation. I'm talking about we look up to our bosses at the workplace, their white bosses at the workplace, and we're like, you know what? He treat me like shit, but he paid me good.
Right.
So I feel like that same mentality leaked into the music when it came to him. Well, he did the song with me. It got popping. It helped elevate my career.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say nothing bad about him, but he doing some bullshit. But I'm not gonna say nothing bad about him because this song pays me and this song helped get me popping. So he put the Band-Aid over the wound and thought that was gonna heal the wound. And it really doesn't. Because initially, in the beginning, Future had that song with Drake, but he never came and did the video. So Future was mad about that.
Well, yeah.
In the beginning.
We talked about that too, because I think Ray has said something about like Drake has said something like, I know someone's mad because I'm not at a video or something like that. And I think as much work that they did together and how I thought how close they were, that's a big slap in the face.
Right. We talking about from the beginning, though.
Right. This
like
is
Tony Montana. Tony Montana.
Right.
Like Drake got on the song but didn't come and do the video. Then he got on the Migos Versace. Did he even do a video for that? I don't think so.
Nah, wait. Versace had like all those. I kind of remember they had all these cars and stuff. I don't think Drake.
Yeah, I don't think Drake came to none of that
think
stuff. So it's like I gave you enough for this verse. Like that's enough. There you go. You know what I'm saying? And then now y'all just take whatever I give you. So people might have asked for personal favors or just whatever, and it just was like, you know what? We sick of this nigga. I mean, not the Migos, but maybe Future.
Well, you got to remember, him and Future used to tour together.
Right.
They had the
and so the
project
Migos.
and
Migos and him, they had a tour together.
So.
Yeah.
But for him and Future to fall out was kind of crazy. Like, what the fuck did you do to Future?
Well, I think I heard, I don't know, because there's a lot of rumors.
Allegedly.
I think I heard that it was like over him doing the project with 21. That's what I heard. I don't know how.
But why would you be mad about that?
Well, why would Future be mad about that?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think him and 21 got problems, but I think that it doesn't make him as special no more in terms of that.
Right.
Because, it's kind of like, well, Drake has done collaboration albums with a couple of people, but I guess that was a very successful one.
But what other collaboration albums?
I think he
just did it with Future.
No, but I think that it just like for that city, how competitive it is, it just didn't make it like special no more.
Right.
It's like, damn. So what? Now next is gonna be Lil Baby. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it kind of it makes what they did kind of lose their luster a little bit.
But for you to be like mad to have niggas on your song set it on them, and they said it so much that it's really like kind of giving people, like, you got kids singing like that verse. You got kids singing, like my daughter was upstairs and their friends was on FaceTime and something. So you know what this is? Hey, minor. It's like, what? They're 11.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they know the word, so they know the P word that they're using and what it means. And for them to, like, he's changing the whole narrative slowly about this man.
Yep.
That, I mean, well, I guess my question is, how or what do you think he could do to bounce back?
I ain't giving him no ideas. No, I'm joking.
So you gotta pay me for that right there. He gotta find himself, man.
Right. Like he
Nothing's
has to,
good enough now.
right?
He has to find himself. He has to find himself. What kind of record does he make? What do you do? What kind of record do you make? Do you make another Atlanta record and prove him right? You know what I'm saying? Do you
Make a love song?
Yeah, exactly. Another art. Then people look at it and see. Told you it was just a
Right.
R&B pop artist. What do you do?
You gonna
do
go,
you make a fake Caribbean song or something? You go find Party Next Door and do a whole like
Kendrick said, there's no accent you could sell me. Like that's all Drake do is different accents.
I mean, I don't think that he's gonna just be sitting in the mansion not doing nothing. I think something is coming.
Oh yeah,
sure.
of course, he's gonna swing.
I have my guesses. I don't want to say it, but I have my. I know certain things that are
another
coming.
Sexy Red type record or something that people, you know what I mean? Because
I mean, because now what happened yesterday was a spectacle.
Right.
That's more than a record.
But what is he gonna do at OVO Fest? Is they gonna have OVO Fest this year?
he needs Americans. Who he gonna bring in? What are you gonna do?
Can't answer that.
Okay. All right,
But
I got
I'm just
you.
saying that I think the only way that you kind of like combat something like that is a bigger spectacle, whatever that means.
Yeah.
What do they get? Young Money back together, or you get Nicki and Wayne back together to try to. But let me tell you something though.
You know what
Wayne,
the Super Bowl is this year?
Yeah, but okay, you do Super Bowl, all right. You jumping with pop culture, whatever. But
That's pop.
guess
culture.
what? Guess what? He still ain't gonna have people in the street saying, "We gonna be all right.
Right.
We gonna be." Do you understand? People were crying, pumping their fists in the street, screaming, "We gonna be all right."
Doing
You can't
George
culture.
Floyd and all that shit.
It's certain things you just can't duplicate.
That's
Culture. Culture.
That's a fact.
You can't beat culture. You gotta find something. You can't beat culture, man.
Like so, what?
You can't beat it.
So if he do get on a big stage, like one of these big football arenas or whatever the case be, and do some spectacle, these shit, what are you gonna do? Like we already wrote that shit off.
So you saying? So
Like-
basically, what you're saying is that
His 2023 taxes are done. It's written off. It's depreciated. Everything. Like you can't. What are you gonna do in January or February of 2025 to make us forget about your
Super Bowl next
horrible
year.
2024?
So you basically you saying is either he gonna have to do something bold in the next like
2 months.
48 hours.
No, 2 months. I'll give him to his
Okay.
OVO Fest.
Okay.
To do something crazy.
Or
But
basically,
what crazy can it be?
Or basically, maybe he just needs to take a hiatus and let us forget about it.
I don't even.
Do you think niggas forget about this?
No, we're never forgetting about this. This
You
is
don't?
really crazy. We're never forgetting about this. I'm driving the Uber from the airport. They playing that shit on the radio in regular rotation.
Yeah.
And I'm in Miami. So I don't know what they doing in New York because I don't listen to the radio, but I had no other choice.
So wait. You listen to Miami radio and not New York?
I had no other choice.
Oh, because you was there.
Yeah.
Making sure.
I don't listen to the radio because I have, whatever I want to hear to my,
Right.
Yo,
disposal.
what happens when Mustard brings back YG or somebody? What happens when that West Coast movement? That
It's
ball
here,
starts.
though.
And I'm saying when it starts rolling more and music start changing a little bit.
And then
when the
can't.
sound is not just, you know what I'm saying?
He
Then
better
what?
not, he can't come in and do another. That beat that what's the name did that mustard beat and that flow.
Yeah.
That is all West Coast. You can't jump in that one. You can't be
'Cause
a
you're
part
gonna
of
look
this.
crazy
one.
now.
He can't jump in
because
that
you're gonna
pot.
look crazy.
And that's gonna be a sound out there. And Kendrick just made it the most known sound in America right now.
Yeah.
When it comes to hip hop. That's how they talk. That's how the niggas from
Them little
Yeah.
ad-libs
yeah,
and
the way
shit
they
like that.
the way they lean on it.
nigga. Hey, what?
even all those all those up and coming artists that had bops and had joints where you like, yo,
Right.
might have heard some. Like it was joints I was like, oh, okay, I heard this before. I heard this from this and that.
But I
Right.
mean
Like-
that was smart because
Yeah.
you know what? That makes those artists loyal to him.
Yes, and
So
you-
that is just straight art of
He
war.
can't lose
That's
now.
tactical
right.
there.
Just having the West Coast behind him now, he can't lose. That's the
Right.
first. Then you got your Kendrick loyalists across the, you know what I mean, world
Right.
and globe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, they may not tour in Toronto, but I mean,
Right. I mean, yeah.
it doesn't matter, right?
you don't need
Right.
Toronto.
And then he might just do it.
Well-
And guess what? Kendrick got a cool 500. Kendrick probably going to be making $5 million a show. I could spend $1
$5
million.
million.
Huh?
You said $5 million a show
Yeah.
based on that.
Based on that, he could probably do it. Maybe not 5 million, maybe 2 million, but he could take $500,000 worth of expenses and bring all these niggas. I'm bringing all these niggas.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
bring a whole West Coast movement, right?
I think on a business tip, you do a They Not Like Us tour with only West Coast artists.
Yeah, exactly.
And travel the world with it.
You tour it, you start ingraining some of these other artists, because I think what happened in LA, I mean, obviously that was the most fitting place for it to happen.
Of course.
But he baptized
I
that
could
boy
see
in LA.
maybe not the same crowd, but I could see that happening in some other places.
Oh, absolutely.
And definitely, I mean, maybe not New York, maybe Atlanta, maybe Miami, but I think, a lot of the Western states, a lot of the Midwestern states,
I don't know, man. The West Coast was getting love in the South and stuff back in the days and stuff too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
do you think right now? I'm gonna say yes. Can Kendrick come sell out Madison Square Garden right now?
sure.
There you go.
Sure.
There you go.
And maybe in a few days' notice.
Yeah, there you go.
Because what the shit from yesterday was
Just
like,
because people want to be a part of this movement. Like,
that wasn't a 1 day notice, but it was like a couple weeks, like 2 weeks, right? But if they say he's coming anywhere right now, he can sell it out.
Yeah, he's hot.
Yeah.
The song, they playing that shit on the goddamn. Well, they was playing on the playoffs. I know shit. I mean,
you touched on it. Even the significance of the basketball players.
right,
DeMar DeRozan's from Compton.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Westbrook's
from LA. They from
yeah.
DeMar DeRozan has a story.
And Kendrick,
And
you
the
know what I'm
crazy
saying?
shit is,
Like,
LeBron
he used to
was
play
there.
for the Raptors, so it might be some like.
Yeah, he did.
That,
Play,
you know,
whatever.
I- see, I think when
Yo,
I look-
that's deep too.
Didn't he say something in the song about like bring him back? He don't who's the guy? That's
DeRozan?
he said that in the song.
DeRozan was the star of the Toronto Raptors for XYZ amount of years. You know what I'm saying? Until he got traded with Kawhi. But you know what I mean? His career blossomed, bloomed, all-star there, all them years. So you're right. But even he got a backstory with being from a, you know what I mean?
Right.
Such and such kind of hood, almost got killed, but he got the athlete's pass, you know what I mean? The gangbangers ain't like it's a whole story back behind that.
I mean, I think without it, just like directly saying it, like that song is now like the New York state of mind for California.
For sure.
So now it's like I'm pretty sure is motherfuckers over there that don't even like rap, but they're just not like I can
they
see
not like us.
the country people and the
they not like us.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
that
All right,
was
back
that's
back
a
back
huge-
to
sorry,
the
real quick,
DeRozan
and we forgot
person.
to mention E40 was narrating the concert.
The whole concert.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like you
that's
got the
crazy.
bay tied there.
Right.
That's crazy.
Like he says, they not like us. I'm glad DeRozan came home. Y'all didn't deserve him neither.
Who said
Wow.
that? He said that in there.
And then they're not like us. Because I remember that. I'm not a sports guy, but I remember that name.
Yeah.
And he said that, and they not like us.
Yeah, that's he from Compton.
And
so
he-
he's like, bring my Compton home.
And then he brung him out on stage.
yeah, him and Westbrook, two LA guys. Yeah,
It's crazy.
I think LeBron was there last night. Too.
He was.
Nah,
LeBron
but
was
he
there.
was on
He didn't
stage.
come on stage,
He
but
could
they got a
be.
bunch of
Yeah.
video of him there.
yeah, he could. It makes sense.
Well, we know that. Like, I think LeBron and Drake.
Yeah, they had a relationship and all
Yeah.
that.
So I mean,
But they had some kind of project they did
But
together,
to me,
The
I
Sprite,
think,
the whole Sprite shit.
no, I
Yeah.
think but didn't Drake produce a show for LeBron? Or
Yeah, that's
vice
it was
versa?
something
he was
like
a part of
it was
that
all-
shot
But my
song.
thing is,
part of something he did.
my thing is like, I mean, inconspicuous by his absence was game, but the fact is like, LeBron was there.
There.
So I
enjoying.
mean, maybe he didn't expect or know that this was what this was going to be, but just the fact that he was there, like, I feel like that's big.
It is.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen Michael Jordan at no motherfucking Crucial Conflict or Twister concert.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that was pretty huge, Paul.
Yeah, this was bad, man. You don't understand how bad this was. Like, this was a crazy look. It was bad, man. To see him perform the song 5 to 6 times. It was times when he wasn't rapping.
And it's just the crowd.
The crowd was
The crowd
screaming the
was
words at
word
the
for
top
word.
of their
Spitting that shit
lungs.
verbatim.
At the top of their lungs.
All he had to do was hold the mic.
Yeah.
The top of it. They were screaming at the top of their lungs, huh?
And not fuck. You know what? That's the hit record, right? Now I was watching people that were there, and when he was performing the other diss records,
Yo.
they were saying
Yo,
the shit word for word in the beginning.
They were screaming Euphoria's
Yes,
lyrics
that's
from the
what I'm
beginning.
saying.
I didn't know people knew those lyrics
Me
like
neither.
that.
That's crazy.
Yo, they were screaming the early parts of Euphoria, like
With the slow version.
Yo, I'm like, this is crazy.
This is crazy.
This is crazy.
I mean, personally, I think obviously, Not Like Us is the most impactful record.
Right.
But I think my favorite one was the Meet the Grams, the one that Alchemist
you.
did.
Yeah.
Because I like beats like that, and I think that, you know, like he was really dissecting, like as if he's like, I could see if he did a video like him sitting on the psych, like a
Got you. Yeah, sitting there
psychiatrist,
talking.
sitting there
breaking
like
it,
just, you know, with his clipboard and his glasses, like just really like
Yo,
unraveling a nigga pause.
absolutely,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. A record that slept on when he was performing it. It made me say, "Yo, this record was so dope."
Which one?
The 616 in L.A.
Oh,
That
right.
what was it? The Alchemist beat. That and the boy is going. He's going. That's probably the best pure rap song out of the whole beef. Like when you just listen, like the boy is going. He's going like with a New York flow. Like he's on go. Like
Right.
because you know Alchemist got that Mobb Deep sound. Like let's you know what I mean.
You know, Alchemist is from LA.
Yeah, Alchemist from LA. Yeah, he's from
I
LA.
think
That's
he's
why
from
he.
Beverly.
I didn't realize
But that's
that
the whole.
few
Yeah,
years
from
ago.
Beverly Hills.
yeah.
actually.
He's from
crazy.
LA. I'm just saying that even ties it in. You feel what I'm saying? That
Right.
ties it in more. Just using those LA
So
producers.
he went and got beats from iconic
yes.
LA bred producers. So Alchemist, Mustard, and I don't know who
And the
did
other dude, because he did a lot of songs for them. That the guy that did the Euphoria.
Who
he did like
was it Soundwave? No,
No.
because it was somebody in
I think it was Soundwave.
one of
And another
Taylor
dude.
Swift's producers, some shit.
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
him too. But they all from Cali.
you know. So
Who Drake gonna go get from Toronto?
All of them.
40?
Boy
I don't know.
Wonder.
oh, Weekend was there yesterday too,
Boy
right?
Wonder.
Who was
Weeknd
that?
was there yesterday.
Yeah.
Who was
Boy
that? I think
Wonder
he
is
was
the
on-
one
I
that
think
made
he was on
everything
stage.
I don't
for
just-
Drake.
Oh,
Like,
okay. I thought
but
it was
guess
40
what?
because you always
They-
say 40. I don't know.
They have shout out to Vinyls. That's another producer that does a lot of stuff for Drake. But
Where's he from?
He's from New York.
That's what I'm saying.
He's from, like,
what
uptown.
is what? Like you said, just for a half a second.
But Boy Wonder is
yeah, what can he
the
the boy
guy.
want? What did he make? I don't know.
Everything.
He made a lot of records. That's
He
damn,
work.
Right.
Fucking best I ever had. Everything you could.
Okay, what's the Toronto vibe? He from Toronto?
He's from Toronto.
Yeah,
but
Toronto.
he's like Jamaican. Like
All right. What's the Toronto vibe?
As far as what?
we don't know.
What's the Toronto vibe? What's the
don't-
Toronto
we
culture?
don't have- we don't
what
have
he,
the
what
song.
does he have to lean on? Who he gonna go get? Cardinal official? Who's gonna stand with him?
Don't talk about the.
I'm,
talk about
I'm saying,
Cardinal.
like,
Cardinal's the homie though.
I'm
Yeah.
saying, who are you? Like, what you gonna do? Like,
You can't even get Belly in them.
who?
Belly's one of the dope rappers from
Yeah.
from where
Because
they
they
from.
don't fuck with me.
No, they don't fuck with him. You can't get Tory unless you want a phone call.
Yeah.
You got 25 cents.
What do
But-
you?
Please hold.
Yeah. But Tory used to try to rap like Murder Mook and everything. Like
He tried to rap like
he's
it.
been an
But
emulator his whole career.
That's
like,
a perfect example of that's what they had to do in order to get known.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
be able to emulate whatever was going on. And you know, of course they perfected it over time. But
everybody
that's
got
just what
something
it
to
was.
stand on, except for Drake. He came in the door sounding like Lil Wayne and Jay-Z. What you got to stand on?
And Joe Button.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You came in with their style, like
He used to
the
sound
way
like Joe
the
Button.
way he used to shorten his breath. He was a Jay-Z clone. You go back to that the early mixtapes, the So Far Gone, the comeback season. He was Lil Wayne and Jay-Z mixed up. I'm trying to throw in a little Dipset flavor in there,
All right.
like.
But other than that, right? He is one of the best songwriters,
Who, Drake?
Performance?
Drake. Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna
Performers.
say he's not a
Nah,
songwriter.
I'm sorry.
But we know he's
The
definitely
hip hop
a
in me
song performer.
says, I don't want to hear that. I need proof.
I mean, well,
I need proof of anything that he
but
wrote now.
well, whatever.
Check the gates. I
He
need
had
proof.
some of the best music ever made.
Oh, facts.
That's
We
that.
not-
So,
yeah,
however
music,
it was
yeah,
made, we're not gonna take that from him.
Yeah.
But you start looking at him different. You start looking at the braids. You start looking at the tattoos. It's like the whole CB4 analogy.
MC Gusto.
MC Gusto. Which is, I look at him because then you start backtracking and you looking at old stuff when he used to try to act. Not when he was on the show, but just like skits and stuff that he would do. And then like the thing with his mom with the pumpernickel bread and all that type of shit. Right. It's like, where did you come from? I understand money changes you or whatever it does to you, but where is the soul of you? If it's fucking with bitches, I respect it. But who are you now? How did you get here?
Well, I think, it's so crazy that I'm just quoting this nigga all day. Because we talk about this on the show too. So Ray said it's crazy that Drake is probably one of the only people in the world that could say the word nigga with a yarmulke on.
Right.
And you can't really do anything.
Because his daddy black.
Right. And his daddy's like Memphis black.
Right.
Yeah, his pops from Memphis
saying?
or something like that.
Yeah.
From Memphis.
Like you know what I'm saying? So it's a gift and a curse.
Right.
Because so what? If hip hop doesn't accept him anymore, you don't have to make hip hop music.
Oh, absolutely.
And be successful.
And that's why he moves all around with the music. So
But
I'm not stuck here, you
that
guys.
concert was was chopping his head off from hip hop and pushing him in the pop world. He separated Drake from being the king of hip hop.
Yeah, I could have mushed him a little bit.
Being the king of pop. Kendrick is the official king of hip hop over the last 10 years now. Like he kind of made that of hip rap.
Yeah.
We can say rap if you want to. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's like
rap.
What's the name? Almost was trying to creep up. Like, oh shit, like J. Cole. But when he did the shenanigans at his festival, like we can't even listen to him no more. I can listen to him, but I'm talking about like the new stuff that he would like. He did the shit with Cash Cobain. I like that shit, but they made a spectacle of it because of what he did during the beef.
Yeah.
Like the whole grippy, like, oh, that's so weird. Why would you say that? It's like it's cool,
really,
but
it's tough, man. It's hip hop is tough, and I think that like, because hip hop is so ingrained in street culture, it's like if a nigga slapped the shit out you, and you riding around the block to try to shoot him, and you shoot him, or you clap at him, and then you say you sorry. Like we already know, like
right.
Where we from? That's not like
that enough.
Hip hop. The difference is with hip hop from everything else. Hip hop is personal.
Right.
Hip hop is the most personal form
Genre
of music from us, by us. It was something that culturally, it's something that came from the soul of something we was doing. We was partying, we was talking. The DJ gave his MC the mic to talk about him and talk about their neighborhood and where they from. That's how it formed. So black people, we take hip hop personal.
right.
So when you have certain spectacles of people we feel like that's not of it or outside of it or, you know what I'm saying? We shun them. We feel some kind of way.
Well, that's why
I feel personal with Drake about certain situations and things because I feel like another thing with hip hop, we gotta remember hip hop was always a culture, it was always breakdancing, graffiti, lifestyle.
Right.
Like it came from us. It came from my staircase.
It didn't come
the
from
Dutch glass I used to
YouTube.
walk on. It came from that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's why the record is doing so good because it's kind of like I think pure hip hops are saying, how did we get tricked for so long?
Right.
Right. And now that we see this, people feel betrayed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like purists
Right.
feel betrayed. And there's, I think, some bitterness there. So that's why I'm saying, that's why the record is getting played in different markets. That's why Kendrick probably can go to different markets and tour and do shows and get the support because there are purists everywhere.
Absolutely.
Right.
And the hip hop purists are like, thank you, more or less. Like it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like if someone knows someone in your hood is snitching and you don't know that and a nigga just like expose them, it's like, thank you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we were just blinded by whatever
We
was going on.
let the powers that be. instead of being opinionated and doing what we usually do and question why and how and what. So, because whatever worked.
Yo, what last record came out from Drake that was another that somebody else wrote? Didn't another record just fly out like 2 or 3 weeks ago or something? It was another record. What was the Mob Ties record, right? One of them was like, how many records is gonna keep flying out, man?
I'm okay with it now.
You okay with it what?
Like, it is what it is. Like, because now that I understand, thanks to Kendrick, right? Like, what it is with this and with him, it's like, all right, man, this is what you had to do. Like, he grew up off of 106 and Park and shit.
Yeah.
So he didn't grow up in the epicenter or the actual feel of music. He just grew up watching it on TV as a fan.
Yeah.
And he just internalized it and fucking became the biggest artist.
Yeah.
In
so you basically
music.
saying he's not like us.
Basically.
That's what we saying at the end of the day. Like,
basically.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of crazy. But you know what though? That's what massive manipulators do, right?
Yeah.
That's what they find somebody hot, somebody on the verge up, and then you go stand next to them, and then you be able to say, "I made this person." But this record was more than likely going to bubble anyway. It had all the potential. This person had all the potential. You just stood next to him and you absorbed some of his energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's what the greats do. That's what they do. The Diddler did it over the years. Jay-Z did it. That's what they do.
That's the way you stay relevant.
Yeah. You take somebody else's energy. You know what I'm saying? Ye done it a few times. Don't get it twisted. Kanye done.
That's career moves. Travis Scott.
He took T-Pain whole energy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the whole I guess way to stay alive and you know what I mean? And I can't really fault Drake for doing this anymore. It's just the fact that now we see who he is and what it is. We see that, the crazy thing it was on what's the name on Drake album where he had the guy say the real will always something and something will never die or something like that. It was like, damn, nigga, this is like about you on your own shit.
That's how it be. That's how it be, I mean, I don't know what his next move is, but we all watch it. At least all eyes are watching to see what his next move is too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think he need to just be him. Just make another fun, friendly record. Just do the things you normally do because you got 15, 16-year-olds, like, you know what I'm saying? That young that's just, they're going to bop to it, listen, and still do their little TikToks to it and all that. So just do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Go make another Sexy Red record or something and, keep it pushing. Like,
right. I mean, that Sexy Red, when they singing, you know what I'm talking about? Baby, I love you. And I like the way that he did the whole BBL Drizzy and he rapped over it.
He tried to rap over it.
But
that's kind of serious though. Even that BBL Drizzy is kind of a little movement, man. There's so many BBL Drizzy videos and songs.
But he tried to step on that. Like, all right, cool. Well, I'm gonna rap on it since it's so popular. Let me rap on it, and you couldn't stop
he's
it.
done that with a lot of records.
But I'm talking about the shit dissing him.
Right.
You know what I mean? That whole little beat was just dissing him.
Yeah.
And that's wonder like how did that get clear? But I think he gave it public domain when it was made.
Right.
So it was like you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Well, what do you think we go from here? Like just as
good question.
What's next?
Which artist, or what do you mean we go from here as far as what?
What are like your top 3 predictions on the aftermath, no pun intended,
of this?
Of this.
I definitely see
dead people.
It's going to be a tour. It's probably going to be a They Not Like Us tour or something, because he didn't get all those people together for no reason to organize that West Coast movement for no reason. I see that in the works. Mustard's going to drop a project with somebody or one of those West Coast artists. You know what I'm saying? We about to get a little mini West Coast rain. I can't say how long it's going to be, but we're going to get one. It's going to be at least a little 2-3-year run where they kind of, their style influence is the more higher influence in hip hop for a little while. I see that, and I see Drake being business as usual. But I just see that people he's gonna get a side eye from now on. But you can't stop popularity. You know what I mean? It's still gonna be people across the world that love Drake, and even now, you know what I mean. You have your Drake loyalists, so you know what I'm saying. He's not completely gone,
right?
But you know what I'm saying. He's affected. Put it like that.
Right. What I think is gonna happen? Definitely a Kendrick album. We definitely gonna see that happen. I think we're definitely gonna see this this They Not Like Us video. And the video had to be shot at that thing. That's why they made him do it so many times.
I was about to say that. Is that why?
So we're gonna show. They're gonna have so much B-roll of the concert and all that shit. You know,
and it was important getting all those people.
All those people. Like,
I thought about something. We know that that Swiss and Timberland they did something with Elon Musk. Do we see a Drake versus Kendrick versus?
No.
Hell no.
But you'll probably see Mustard on versus now.
Right.
Mustard.
Wasn't he on there?
Nah, he didn't do one yet.
Remember.
He didn't do one yet. He didn't do one. And seeing them songs
like
made me say, yo.
Who's battling him right now?
Hit Boy.
Hit Boy don't got big hits like that.
What
he
about
got
Metro?
Great records.
What about Metro?
Metro could go.
That's what I'm saying. That's a nice.
Hit Boy is more like the homeboy producer that got.
He don't got those 2 minutes just in the club.
I mean, he did like.
I mean, he does a lot. No, he did niggas in Paris, and he got niggas in Paris. He did a lot of stuff. He did Beyonce, all types of stuff. But as far as the Mustard level of success with singles, he doesn't have.
Mustard on that beat, ho.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mustard's a cool dude too. I actually kind of hung with him when I went to LA recently. Like, he's very humble dude.
Right.
Always working. So I don't really want to say he fell off, because I just feel like everyone has their runs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Mustard is undoubtedly. I got a question for you. This is something that we do on our show a lot.
Okay.
Like, who would you say is your top 5 producers of the last 15 years?
Oh, the last 15.
Like, how? Like, and you don't have to rank them in order, but just like,
who would you
say?
I would give Mustard. I would give Hit Boy. I would give Vinyls. I would give Boy Wonder. And
last 5, 15. How many
years? 15 years. You said 15?
15? Yeah.
That's.
I'm trying to think one other person.
15? Is that? Does the Kanye run still? It still overlaps into the 15. Yeah,
he's still in there.
Well, this is almost 2025, so 15 will be 2010. So 2009,
the 10 now. So
you gotta put Metro in there.
And Metro.
Yeah, Metro.
And
For
Metro.
sure.
Because I didn't even know Metro made all those fucking weekend records. What the fuck?
Metro,
I was
all
that shit when he had the red what's the name on?
Yeah.
He did all of that. Was like, that's crazy. Who do you give?
So that's
5.
a good question. 5?
It's hard to.
It's hard. Definitely Metro. Metro, Yeezy. He's still with, you know what I mean, the back end of the Yeezy run. Mustard, of course. It gotta be Mustard. That's 3. Who else is on the back? Who else was banging out? Who had a sound? See, I'm trying to figure out who had a sound. What about see, he had a lot of different producers, because he had a sound that was popular for a second too. Like Rick Ross, like Justice League and all those guys.
Cool and Dre and all that.
Yeah, like those live drum. Like I'm trying to.
Well, Justice League, I feel like is. I mean, they kind of started with Jeezy.
Right.
So that was like 05.
Yeah, that's
06.
That's too early.
But I'm talking about that
2010s.
that live sound that Rick Ross, he kind of had things on Smash with that sound.
But that came from Bink.
I'm trying to find sounds, like, you know what I mean? What
that's Bink though.
What sound? But Bink wasn't producing for Just Like That. Even though that what's up with that?
For Ross.
But
for Ross, he did a lot for Ross.
Yeah, he did some. And then he did Devil in a Blue Dress.
Oh, okay. For Ye.
Yeah, for Ye.
For Ye. I got you.
For me, I'm gonna say Hitmaker.
But he's not a. All right, you going producers or
but you know
people
what?
that make
Right,
the beat?
he's right
I'm
with
gonna say,
Hitmaker. You right with Hitmaker.
I'm gonna definitely say Cardiac goes in there.
Cardiac definitely for the R&B and all that shit.
No, wait, what you got?
Goes
Hey,
in there.
Tay Keith. Fuck them. What's that?
Tay Keith goes in there.
Yeah, but
he got a lot of joints. Like,
but we talking about he got a lot of joints, but that's like 5 years. We talking about from 2010.
But I think
that's
though
what
that
makes it
I
hard.
mean,
because all the people you just named is last 5 years.
Yeah.
well, I mean, but the records that they done have been so impactful that I think like it supersedes a lot. I mean, because then we got a lot of great producers. We got 808 Mafia.
Okay.
We got
you went back,
ATL
808
Jacob. We got
Southside.
well, Southside is part of
Yeah.
808 Mafia.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his thing.
Right.
Yeah.
We got
You said
ATL Jacob.
Yeah, ATL Jacob.
But that's
ATL
all in the
Jacob.
past 5 years, 3 to 5 years.
But have what they music the most in? You know what I'm saying? Like, which sounds were the most influential too? Like, you know, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, who music was?
I'm gonna say
floating.
probably Metro Beyond. I think he's kind of like
he came up from the school.
What about what's his name?
808.
Zaytoven or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, not in the past 15. Maybe in the 15.
yeah, Zaytoven will go in
with
there.
the whole Migos Versace,
Yeah.
he made
Yeah,
that.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Let's see.
yeah, that's an in-depth question. I mean, to really sit on something you got to think about for a little while.
I mean, I still follow producers and shit like that. So I'm gonna go to this particular individual. I named him twice. This will be my third time saying his name. Producer Vinyls, right?
Okay.
Not a lot of people know about him, but I'm gonna read you some of the shit.
Vinyls. Wait, didn't he did that Locks joint back?
Nah.
Vinyls does. He
not
did
that-
a lot of OVO stuff. And
Right.
him and oh boy, you said from Toronto.
Boy Wonder.
Boy Wonder, they did a lot of
So
co-production
the
together.
the
too.
certain sound that we hear that is popular, I feel like Vinyls made. So I'm gonna read a couple of his things since we're gonna talk about him. He did Know Yourself for Drake, Running Through the Six with My Wolf, right? He did Fake Love. He did 0 to 100.
0 to 100 was a huge record,
Ridiculous.
and isn't that the start of the whole Diddy and
yes. He did Blessings for Big Sean.
Gotcha. Yeah.
He did Planes for Jeremiah.
Gotcha.
And J. Cole. He did Deja Vu for J. Cole. You know what that Deja
I got you.
He did Be Careful With Me for Cardi B.
Okay.
He did The Language. Like The Language is
Yeah,
one of
Language
those
is a
beats.
joint. Yeah.
Those are one of those beats
yeah.
that kind of changed like a different sound.
That
He-
sound like a mustard beat too. The
He
Language, I
did.
ain't gonna
He
front.
did Believe Me. Lil Wayne and what's the name? He did Pick Up the Phone, Young Thug and Travis Scott.
That was a hard record back then.
Oh, I forgot London on the track. He got to go.
Yeah,
in that conversation.
London was a big
you
one,
go
too.
London on track, yeah.
He did Rico. He did You With Me. He did No Guidance for Chris Brown and them. He did Firing Squad
So
for
he
J.
got a lot
Cole.
of joints. Yeah, you that's
It's too many. He did Black Friday for Kendrick Lamar.
that's heavy.
Fuck With Me, You Know I Got It.
Wow.
Rich Flex. First Person Shooter. Sex With Me, Rihanna.
Oh, I gotta
Meltdown. It's like, and nobody talks about
Nobody
him.
talks about
I
that's a
gotta
lot of
put
records.
Bugs the Beast in there too, my boy Bugs. Because
Okay.
Bugs was a part of a lot of these records. Fanatic and Zach. Damn, I mean, I used to be like really into the producers, but I know these are guys that I talk to a lot. Like,
Right.
well, Bugs is like my brother, and he's behind a lot of the Kanye stuff. He did a lot of shit on he did what's that shit called? Spend For You.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he works with a lot of producers, so I would definitely have to throw him into there. And you know, Fanatic and Zach too was a part of Kanye's team and did a lot of stuff.
Got you.
But I don't think. But it kind of sucks. Like I don't feel like. And I mean, we kind of going off subject, but
Right.
like I don't feel like people care about producers as much as they used to.
And that's the fucking problem. That's the problem. You know why that's the problem? I always said, and I always say, artists need to listen to the producer.
Absolutely.
Because the producer is the one that brings you that sound that you need to figure out how to mesh with it.
When was the most of our
Greatest artists
our greatest artists and classics today were spearheaded by no more than 2 to 3 producers. And like the classic albums, like you go to the Blueprint, you could say Bink, you know what I mean?
Just Blaze, Kanye.
Yeah, just kind of like, you understand what it's like when you start going through them albums, you're like, okay, it was Pharrell.
At a time in the 2010s, right? Artists felt like they didn't need them and it wasn't important.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I felt like I had some of that backlash of that as well because it's like, oh, I could just figure it out myself. I could find some other beats and other producers, but not knowing you need to sit there and create a sound with them.
But you know, I don't want to break you up. I don't want to get too deep. That's an industry thing, and that's the industry fault. They wanted to tear everybody apart. Period.
But it started.
You know what I mean?
It started with emailing beats.
I know, but what I'm you're right because now you don't have to sit with them. But
yeah,
the industry don't want everybody sitting together,
right?
Because you're gonna do more building and do more talking about more than just that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want people to know who's getting what, who's in whose pocket, what's cuts. They don't want you to share knowledge.
Right.
So you always separate people and say, hey, just send them a few beats or just give me this here. Like they don't want everybody united. You know what I'm saying? But you need to be produced.
I think that's kind of like, and we talk about this on our show a lot with a lot of the producers. That is really where the decline of the quality of music came in.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, because you have to think about it, like just on a pure organic level, how do you not sit down with the nigga that made the beat that you're spitting on?
He know what he heard when he was making it.
To see, like I remember, you know, when I've made beats, I've also written songs. So I can understand when I made beats, like, okay, well, what was I going, you know? And sometimes, like working with producers, you see like these weird names, like these different names. Like I used to manage a producer, King Michael Coy, and he would have, like, I could tell in the title tracks of the titles of the tracks, what he was going through or what he was thinking.
Right.
So just on a pure organic level, like, how do you not sit down with, because honestly, as much as artists say that the song belongs to them, it belongs to the producer first.
Right. Because that right to that beat.
Right. You came up with the melody or the inspiration behind that.
Are there any great artists that didn't have producers behind them?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like the great artists who didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like who wasn't trained by a producer? Everybody.
Back to Drake and 40 and Drake and Boy Wonder.
Yeah.
Like people that make it know that's what it is. And shout out to what's going on today with Cash Cobain. He started a whole wave and they're listening to him.
Right.
He's the more popular figure out of all of guys rapping around
with
him.
That style, yeah.
And he made the style.
Yeah.
I love and me just being a Queens nigga, you know, I love, you know, what he's doing. Lil Bae is like family to me. So,
right. Shout out to Bae.
It ain't even like that's just family.
Shout out to Bae.
I love what he's doing. I love, you know, I don't really know Cash, but I know some of his people. So kind of hearing the history like that feels really good to me.
Right.
Like being in Atlanta and hearing these records coming from a Queens producer, a New York producer,
he's from the Bronx.
Well, whatever. Yeah. But I mean, I guess Queens is jacking them paws
because he lived out there. For
right. So I mean, that's cool.
But one thing about Bae though, just give him a little bit of flowers. I seen the grind.
Right.
It wasn't a set that we weren't on that he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? From being mad young.
Right.
You know what I mean? Me and Shy, we on a different sets.
Yeah. Shooting videos for
different people from Queens all around. He was there.
Yeah.
He was always there. He was pushing. You know what I mean? Like,
but I think getting back to the
the
producer thing, I think like it takes and Shy knows because like I used to work with Shy. I didn't necessarily write to his songs or to his beats, but we worked together. So it's different. I can record. I had a recording equipment where I could record in my career, but then it's like listening to Shy's ear. Like Shy may hear something different or say, "Hey, you should do this or you should do that," or listen to this and like let's do that or you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's kind of like a cook and a sous chef.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you might have the cook that just knows all of these like different recipes and they can just kind of like guide you. I mean, you're gonna do what you want to do anyway, but like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that that's really missing, and my frustration in speaking to a lot of up and coming artists over the years, and especially now in the position that I'm in, is that, and I think artists don't understand the fundamentals and the importance of that.
They don't.
They think
Small
that,
things.
and you know, we see like the artists that like fucking ripped the beat off YouTube, and the song went crazy, and
And then that's it.
like think about if he would have just made a phone call to the producer, and maybe they could have figured something out and worked something out with the
Yeah,
label.
rock together.
Like
Yeah.
just doing that. Like I've had songs that I've done that niggas just took and ripped a 2-track and put on mixtapes.
Right.
Like, you know, you've been through that. You know what I'm saying?
I created that. Let me tell you why I created that. Remember the instrumental CDs back in the days? Like
Yeah,
On
for
Point?
what was the DJ?
On Point.
On Point
DJ
with them. Yeah,
Boom.
they was all over.
And I
yeah.
used to put beats on there for free. And it would always be question marks produced by Shatek. And that was, and I would hear my beats on mad different shit because it just was a beat and nobody knew what it was.
know what it was. Yeah.
That was like the first of its
That's crazy.
thing to do.
Do you still have all your beats that you made?
Maybe I got storage units full of shit.
yeah,
so.
trying to go through this and all that's a
Right.
whole nother yeah.
I
But-
remember back in the day, riding around with a certain person I won't name because I don't fuck with him.
Right.
But like your beat CDs. And then I remember hearing like shit that you used to do with Storm.
Right.
S.P. and
Yeah.
you know, and that's just so it's just crazy how
It's crazy that I had a song with him one time, and the beat he used it in like I remember the sneaker store downstairs. It was like a commercial
in the Coliseum.
in the Coliseum,
Uh-huh.
and they used to play it on the radio, and the beat was sound just like Lipstick Poppin', right? But this is before Lipstick was popping.
Gotcha.
And if I was able to find that beat back then, like I had lost it, I could have sued him because it sounded just like
it,
that.
yeah. So,
It was crazy, but yeah,
yeah. But see, you know, I mean, we all on a different subject, but the moment, like you said, emailing beats and emailing verses, it made music not personal.
right.
We just so that connection is not the same.
It ain't.
It's not the same as us all being in the studio together and bouncing ideas back and forth with each other. And
That's what
say it like this or say it like that. And
That's
like
what I
that
thought it was
whole-
gonna
yeah.
be. Like,
I think it's too easy because like I remember like I literally have a lot of my beat CDs still.
got
But I remember when I was writing and I met God Bless the Dead Disco D on MySpace and I drove to Kwame's crib and was when he lived in Jersey and all these fucking toys he had and I went to Scram Jones' crib in the Bronx and almost got fucking mauled by his Rockwire. Like I used to travel to niggas. I went down to Atlanta and chopped it up with KO. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like
got you.
when I was writing and serious about it, like I was pulling up on niggas getting beats.
Yeah.
It wasn't no I mean, niggas was still emailing beats, but I just felt like it's always better to like pull up, let me hear shit, let me hear what you don't like, because I always just felt like those be the gems. It don't be the shit that you send and you think. It be the shit that
Right.
you like, oh, I'm still working on all the shit that I like. You know, Mr. Divine, going to his crib on 89th. You know what I'm saying? Coming to your crib, like going to fuck with Self and them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like self-service. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I miss the joy in that part of music. You know what I'm saying? I think that you know, it's a couple of people that I've been talking to about like I'm just like thinking and dabbling about like getting back into like doing that. But that's how I would want it to be. Like I don't want to email a bunch of shit.
Right.
Like my thing is if you don't feel like my contribution to your music is important enough for us to sit in the studio, whether
It
it's
needs to be done.
here or in another city, then go ahead. Like like, because if I'm gonna put my name on something, it has to be personal. And
Right.
I think the most personal way that you collaborate is in person and just still masterminding, like you know what I'm saying, in your own way. So
Yo, to swing back to the subject real quick. After this concert, after us seeing the effect of it, where does this situation rank now, and where does that song rank? Where does the Drake and Kendrick back and forth? Where does it rate? You know what I mean? And where does that song right now? Because we've never seen a diss song concert off of like.
We never seen a diss song go #1 in the country, ever.
Well, didn't back to back.
No.
Okay.
I thought they were saying back to back.
It was like #1 in hip hop, but it was never #1 in the country.
Right. Overall. Okay. Cool.
Gotcha.
So
Times are different.
the
though.
top two back and forths in hip hop history is Drake and Kendrick, Jay-Z and Nas. There's nothing bigger than Tupac and Biggie.
That wasn't really back and forth.
It wasn't because they didn't have
yeah.
no music. It wasn't no music at each
Well,
other.
I mean, technically, Biggie didn't do a
Who
diss
Shot You?
record.
Yeah, Who Shot You wasn't about him.
Right.
So basically, those two are the biggest hip hop verses ever, like against each other.
You don't put 50 and Ja in there?
No, because Ja didn't have no music.
What you mean? Ja had music?
That was the last bit of it. Like he waited a year before he started.
But
doing
I mean,
some
he
shit.
had a whole bunch of situations. You know, they were jammed up. So that just was what it was. Like,
I mean, the Ja and 50 shit. Like, what did I don't remember no Ja shit besides Clapback.
nah, he had that record when he shot all of them. When he shot at Eminem and all them, and remember then he got Busta involved.
That means
and they
it
had
wasn't
that joint.
enough.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
Like,
you remember
yeah.
that?
yeah, your
vaguely.
daughter's a known slut. What you think Haley gonna be when she grow up? Remember
Yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah, I
that,
remember.
You know what I mean? Like,
That was to wasn't to a Made You Look
dirt-
beat or something like that.
nah,
I
that
feel
wasn't
like-
on Major Look Beat. It was on like a whole their own instrumental, his own joint. Like
I don't
that
know.
was like his only his fight.
But
racket,
hip hop
and then
beef,
Clapback. Yeah.
that wasn't a hip hop beef. That was more like
that was a
street shit.
Street
yeah, that
beef
spelled
that-
into that. Yeah.
And because Ja didn't say nothing for a long time.
Yeah.
So like, can we like what are the quotables?
Not from Ja.
But the
50
but
was
the
just-
but the
that
top
was
two
crazy.
is Nas and Jay-Z, Drake and Kendrick. Then we might tumble it down to Jada and
Yeah, like
and,
the
and,
Beans
and
and that
Beans
type
and
of
all
stuff.
that
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
so,
state
yeah.
property.
Yeah, start getting into all that.
But
you know what
the
I'm saying?
most publicized, the biggest one would be them two.
Yeah, the outcome and all that. Yeah,
Outcome
you're
of
right.
them two.
Yeah.
You're right.
And what came from it is probably going to be the best song that's might going to win a Grammy.
Oh, it's gonna win. It's
Yeah, 'cause
gonna
of that,
win
yeah.
for sure.
A
Yo,
diss
how
record.
do you win a Grammy with a?
But that's why I'm saying.
Yo, listen, life ain't the same. If that happens,
Nah, that's
It
why.
has
yo,
to
the
happen,
coach is
though.
upside down. I'm saying the coach is upside down.
No, we back.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
real
no, I'm
rapping.
saying, like, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it done flipped, like,
But that's why the
That happened?
album drops.
yeah, that.
Because
has
now
to.
the album is all of those diss records plus
And
just
then
some other
spend some
shit.
other joints in there,
just
right?
just because all you got to do is make it a compilation, and then submit it to the recording academy for that. And I just don't see people voting against it because to me, there has not been a bigger record this year so far.
Is that record gonna stay leaking into the summer?
It's
Big
we
time.
here.
I
This
know. I'm saying,
summer.
like, is it gonna?
Yeah.
It's gonna carry out the summer.
'Cause
if
you-
it carry out the summer,
Yo, we didn't get a chance to do barbecues yet. We gotta hear the record.
if it carry out the summer, yo,
You know what I think?
forget what I was saying about if it carry out with momentum throughout the summer, then yo,
I mean, think about it. It's gonna
Then
be
Drake needed to sit
bottle
the rest
wars.
of this
They not
year
like
out.
us.
Yes.
Niggas not
Yeah,
about
like-
it's gonna be twerk content.
so he need to sit the rest of this. If it carry to the summer, Drake need to sit.
Nah,
the rest
he's
of the year
gonna
out.
try. He's gonna do something
Like-
because he's like summer vibes loading. Like that's what he wrote.
Oh,
but
alright.
I feel
So he gonna
like
make some mood music or something,
Right.
a playlist like.
I feel like Kendrick is gonna drop this album, and I feel like he's gonna drop it the same week. What's name does his OVO fest? Fe does.
So
it
that's
this
gonna
year.
be like early
August, mid August. That's perfect time. In the summer off, boom. You know what I'm saying? Or he might.
So does
drop,
Kendrick switch directions and drop another single, like of something just completely different?
possibly, or just drop
You know
the
what I'm
album?
saying?
We good. He know he got the rest of the summer, so just drop the album and
Do you
whatever.
go, do
music
you go
come
back
in.
to the well with Mustard and get another record
Hopefully,
and do just another big?
but that's
just
not.
you know what I mean?
But that's not Kendrick's style. He's not like the whole thing was like he was showing him culture on the record, but it's not. It wasn't like he's not built to be like let me just make another bop. Now everything has to be back to according to his original
Just
plan.
how
He got his his
Yeah.
guy things like Soundwave, and it's another dude, but he got his guys.
He might
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
with my
Like,
son.
Of course,
everybody
I was just
got
saying
they
in general,
guys.
like do
Right.
we do run into
J. Cole got what's the dude named T Rex or some shit like that? Something with a T.
T minus.
But
T minus
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
don't J. Cole do a lot of
Elite and
producing
all them
himself,
over
though?
there.
Yeah, he does
he do a
beats.
lot of
Yep.
producing the song too.
So I think that everyone has they clicks, but I feel like he did enough already. He what does he have to do?
Or does he?
Now
does he mess around and have something in the cup with Dr. Dre?
Don't get it twisted.
Like,
I mean,
I'm just like, you know what I'm saying?
Probably do.
Well, if Dre be holding
before.
music though, Dre, don't have a whole.
I mean, well, we got a Marsha album coming out this week.
You got who?
Marsha Ambrosius.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that was produced by Dre.
That's crazy.
That shit is retarded.
What if he was setting up and he's ready to unleash?
Well, we ain't got time. I don't like that.
I'm just. He said what?
At this time,
I think he's gonna wait
respect
till
him,
GTA 6.
Right. He's gonna just produce GTA 6. He ain't doing no fucking song. Who wants to listen to a Dr. Dre album?
No. I'm talking about.
Who?
I'm saying produce. I'm saying not music of his own, but I'm saying like just of stuff he's been working on with all his, his connect. That's what I'm saying. Like Arsenal stuff.
Let me
like
tell
that,
you
like,
something. I don't know who told me this, but Dre literally has like years of music.
Of course, yeah.
Like those guys, like shout out to Focus, shout out to them joints,
Of course.
shout out to Bluetooth. Like them guys, like
he done made Detox 10 times already.
yeah,
man.
them dudes is
literally.
And I
phenomenal.
think Dre ain't got nothing to do with it. He's Aquarius, and we like to hoard.
Oh, okay.
So we have all types of shit.
That's crazy.
The world may never be ready. but anyway, I would like to thank you for coming out and being on the show today. Could you give him your Instagram? That's your camera right there.
Oh yeah. So my Instagram is ItzJackDanz, ItzJackDanz. Check out the Guard Show, TheGaudShow_, and follow my guy Ray Daniels. And we here, Queens in
Gotcha.
the building.
Yeah. It is what it is. Conversations on film.
Say your Instagram,
Thuny
nigga.
_got it. I got it, man. It's coming. Thuny _got it. We out here. Keep checking for the clips. You know what I'm saying?
Check
Click
the
like.
clips.
Put it in your
subscribe.
story. Let's go, man. Let's keep the movement going.
One more quick thing to say.
What's up?
This is just, I'm gonna leave this as an open-ended question.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Do we think we can get the Queens artists to do what Kendrick did and unite and like quit all this like corny beef and shit and put something together that
No.
For
I want to
sure.
see us win
No.
again?
For sure, we will not.
No.
No,
And
I think it's
I'm not
possible.
for quiz, and I can answer that. No.
What's the
think
name
it's
is trying to
possible.
do
You
it?
know why?
What's the name trying to be cool and do it?
Who?
Fab Dawn. And
Queens is the last
Too
one to
much.
be able to do it. You want to know why?
Why?
The Bronx could do it. You know why? BX would be next. You know why Brooklyn could do it? Brooklyn, we from BK. You know why Queens can't do it? Because I'm from Southside. I'm from Corona. I'm from the Wasteland.
I'm from Baisley.
I'm
Like
from, you understand what I'm saying? Like, Queens is the only borough where, I'm not saying you don't
From
love
Left
Queens or
Rack.
say you're from Queens, but you say what hood you from. I'm from Southside.
yeah, I mean,
you know,
I get
I'm
it.
from Farmers.
From Rockdale.
you're right.
You know what
But
I mean?
I think
Far Rockaway act like they're not even part of Queens. I'm from the Rock.
I think
You know
that
what I'm saying?
that's a challenge because
Yeah.
we can't scare the money away. like I'm with the niggas that's watching.
the money is away, and we
can't scare
scared
the
it.
money
It's
away.
running. It's crying.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
But it's just
hidden in
but
pockets in
it's
Atlanta.
just sad to me because there's just so much talent that I see.
right.
When was
But-
the last time? Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. Go
But
ahead,
it's so much talent that I see in Queens. But I understand. I guess being a Queens nigga, I guess I can understand our mentality. But I just think we all have to do better. And I think that you and I, Shy, and other guys, like we got to come together more as leaders and maybe like
Listen.
When was the last time Queens even made a say for
before
themselves?
he said this shit,
for sure.
for sure,
That's a good start.
for sure.
There you go. Well, there you go. Well, I mean, listen. If that, listen,
And lit.
So what?
And lit,
And lit. What you mean? By
lit.
that?
The bounce lit. Bounce started lit.
Did he?
He's from Queens. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Bounce was saying lit. Yo, this shit is lit. This shit is lit. They
I
had a
remember
song.
that,
got-
but I didn't know he
listen,
originated that.
He originated lit.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's a.
That went worldwide. Like everybody know that's what
You know,
Bounce
certain
lit.
things people, everybody gonna try to have a claim to fame to.
Right.
Like, no, but over here we were
This
saying
like
lit. You know how
this
that
like
go, people
this
say
is like 2012, 2011.
Yeah, that's when they had the complex over there on Dunkirk.
And Bounce was it's lit. It's lit.
Yeah. On our way out, who made up Queens Get the Money?
Prodigy, the guy from Hempstead.
All right, over and out.
All right, yo, make sure you
Podcast
follow me
over.
on Instagram.
Why he don't fucking rep Hempstead?
At
He
Shatek
do. I'm
the
from
producer.
Hempstead, close
Nah,
to
that
the
nigga
Shacks and
say he from
Parkside. He said
left Frank
I'm
and
from
Queensbridge.
Hempstead, close to the Shacks and Parkside.
They said that
On
in one
Party
song,
Over.
nigga.
I mean,
On Party
and so-
Over.
and so-
another
and so
need
is
another
Method
song?
Man.
Bob Styles from the desert in Hempstead. I gotta keep going. I can keep
Come on,
going.
man.
I can keep going. Do I need to go to Still Shining? I keep
Bring
going.
Jam
I
Rock
keep-
back, man. Let's get up out of here.
All right, follow me on Instagram, Shatek the producer,
going.
at Conversations on Film.
Yeah.
Make sure you go to
Hempstead,
youtube.com/at
you know I always got
Conversations
us.
on Film.
Yeah.
And, you know, and
We out.
we out
Yeah.
because, you know, Hempstead.
Hempstead, you know, always
Hempstead
got us,
always trying to
baby.
take a little
You know,
something.
always
They
got us.
They niggas want
You know
Buster.
that boy
They
from
want
around the park
everybody.
got us.
All right, peace.
Word. Nah, that was good.